from Olfinity. Why don't you introduce yourself and talk a little bit about the product?
Great. I'm Bill Southard. I'm with Olfinity. Actually, the Olfinity team is actually based in Hong Kong and France. Olfinity is part of a company called Evergreen. Evergreen was founded 12 years ago with really the goal and the mission of helping to improve health and wellness with consumers. And about 12 years ago, internationally, we launched our first product, a great product that uses essential oils to protect you against mosquitoes. So I'm going to do a little plug for that product as well. It's called Parakeeto. And you should go to parakeeto.com, particularly as the summer starts, because it uses essential oils, no DEET, and it'll provide you with the protection from mosquitoes that you're going to want for your kids, for yourself, no matter whether you're camping or you're on the beach or you're just in your backyard. So based upon the mission of Evergreen and the experience with essential oils, they started taking a look at other categories that they thought would be worthwhile from a wellness perspective. And that led us down this road to create this brand called Olfinity. The Olfinity is an indoor air wellness system that really addresses the issue of indoor air pollution. And one of the mainstays of our product is the essential oils that we use in our Parakeeto product. But Olfinity, what we realized is we were looking at getting into the diffuser market, and what we realized after doing a lot of research is that a lot of people were diffusing into an environment that was already polluted. So they negating, the benefits that you would receive from a diffusion aromatherapy session. So as we kind of looked at the market, we said, listen, there's a broader opportunity here to address a big issue of indoor pollution. So now here's a couple facts. How much time do you think we spend the average person spends indoors? So the average person spends 90% indoors. The only exception to that is my 27-year-old son, who's a video game addict, so he's probably on the higher side of 90%. And then the other interesting statistic from the EPA is how many times more polluted is the indoor environment versus the outdoor environment? 5 times more polluted inside your home than outside your home. So when we looked at this issue worldwide, we basically said, let's create a system that would allow us to, in a very easy, friendly, and informative way, address the issue of indoor air pollution. So we invented a product called Olfinity, which we've soft launched really about 6-8 months ago. But Olfinity is an integrated system that when it's working together will provide a level of protection from pollution inside your home, your office, your apartment, your workplace, etc. So I'll walk you quickly through how the system works and the different aspects of it. Because we don't sell individual components of the system. We sell it as an integrated system. We don't just sell a diffuser or an air purifier. It all works in unison as one unit to provide that protection that you need and you want. So over here is a monitor. This is a numerical monitor. So basically what it'll do is it'll measure the indoor air quality, the pollutants, the VOC level, the PM level, the heat, the humidity. A lot of monitors with a lot of units in the marketplace they won't get down to the specific level of pollution. They'll give you, well, red is really bad, so we know we have to clean it. Green is okay. Yellow is kind of, like maybe we should either stop or go through the light, right? You don't really know what to do. So our focus here is to provide the consumer with the most up-to-date, live information regarding the quality of air in their home. So what this does is these units can be worked remotely as well as through our app, and I'll explain that. So once you understand what the level of air pollution is in the home or the workplace, then what that'll do is it'll trigger the air purifier. So the one in the middle, the big unit, looks like the speaker. And that air purifier, it's a HEPA powered air purifier, that will then clean the air. And it'll get the air down to pollution level down to obviously an acceptable level within that room. Then one step further, because we're playing off the fact that many people like to diffuse in their home, is over here is a diffuser. Okay, so the diffuser, this is really important because what we learned when we looked at the diffuser market, as I said, is many people are diffusing into a polluted environment. Well, once that air is cleaned, then the diffuser will go on and you'll get the benefits of dry diffusion. not liquid. Most products out there are liquid, right? Our essential oils are dry. It's propelled by air into the market. We're the only company that really has dry diffusion based upon our technology that we've developed from an essential oil standpoint. But there are additional benefits. A lot of times liquids will further pollute the room, right? So you're getting that good feeling. You're like feeling good, long day at the houseware show. You know, I need some rest, I'm getting that good feeling. But a lot of times the pollution level will increase because of the liquid. That, with our dry diffusion in the essential oils, it won't do that. So what that basically means tonight, the show's over, we got one more day tomorrow. Let me do a relaxation session at 8 o'clock tonight. So what you can do is, this little device over here is the gateway, that's the brains that Wi-Fi connects to our app. So Carley can say, I gotta get a diffusion session, I gotta get a relaxation tonight at 8 o'clock. So she'll go to our app and she'll say, relaxation session, 8 o'clock. The pellet has already been loaded into the diffuser. What that will mean is that the air monitor will go on, it'll identify the level of pollution in that room. It will then turn on the air purifier, and it will clean the air for a given amount of time based upon the number of pollutants that are in your room. Mm-hmm. And then it will allow you to diffuse. The diffuser will go on at your designated time. So the real benefit there is that you can diffuse into an environment that isn't polluted.
Got it.
Right? It's basically clean air. Your room will be clean, and it won't be into a polluted environment. So that's why when I say, people come up and say, hey, can I buy the diffuser? Can I buy the purifier? There are many diffusers out there. There are many air purifiers out there. Ours is really a totally integrated system that works not only within the home or your apartment, but also within the workplace. And we're selling this product right now to hotels and spas, and we have a B2B strategy as well.
You just can't put it in your carry-on suitcase.
You just can't put it in your carry-on. No, you could, but maybe you get arrested or you're locked up by TSA.
So I want to ask you about the design.
Yes.
Because it's obviously a very deliberate choice to make it something that stands out in the room instead of fades away. And you mentioned it sort of looks like a Bang & Olufsen speaker. And so tell me where the inspiration came from and a little bit about the design process. Okay,
that's great. It's a good question. So the three founders of this company, and I'll give them a plug because I'll watch the video, right? And they're my client. Nicolas Moulin, Olivier Partrot, and JC Dahl are French, and they have been friends for 20 years, 25 years. So they have that French, and they have a team of designers that already design very nicely crafted wristbands for our Parakeeto line. And Parakeeto, like Olfinity, is a premium upscale product. So there's a series of designers in France that were very focused on saying, let's design a product that a consumer or a company or a hotel is going to be comfortable putting into their room, right? Because we all care about, and a couple of people came over and said, boy, I bought this purifier, it's really ugly.
Yes.
You know, so in an environment where we not only want to have the benefits of controlling the pollution, we want it to look good, we want it to look nice. So the designers in France, and this went through a couple iterations obviously, but the designers in France did a really exceptional job in developing a product that is aesthetically pleasing. And one quick question, I was in Los Angeles last month talking to a bunch of hotels, upscale hotels in Santa Monica, and I was in one very, very famous, recognizable hotel that we've been talking to, and I said to them, let us put it in one of your upscale suites so you can see how it looks and how it works. And the general manager walked in and he said, you know, Bill, it's so beautiful that even if it doesn't work, I'd still put it in the rooms. It just looks so good. So designing an aesthetically beautiful piece was very important for us as a company and will continue to be as we expand upon this line.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the price point.
Yes.
Because obviously it's high.
Yes.
And are you thinking that it's a direct to consumer product, or are you guys more interested in the hotel market or some like larger business markets?
Yeah.
What's the thought there? Yeah,
that's a good question. So and the answer is actually both, but I think from a different perspective. So this is a product that retails for almost $1,900. And it's because of the design, it's because of the technology, it's because of the integration and all the product development that's gone into it. So we see two markets. We see a very good B2B market. So literally for the past probably 9 months, 10 months, we have been speaking with hotels, spas, yoga studios, co-working spaces, and actually we've been speaking directly with some corporations, because what we're finding is a lot of corporations now are concerned about wellness within the workplace. So for example, we just signed a deal with LVMH, Louis Vuitton, to first put the system into their headquarters in Hong Kong, and then of also talking to them about other locations around the world. So there is a very active, we think, the B2B market, and the beauty also of the B2B market, some of the hotels, Carley, that we've been speaking with, what we're saying to them is, okay, we'll put them in your rooms, and most of them are put in their suites, if you will. But the other benefit is, let's co-market it. Let's co-market it, because somebody who's visiting your hotel potentially could be interested in this as a consumer, and we'll do an affiliate, we'll do a revenue share with that hotel. So we've seen a lot of receptivity from that perspective. From the B2C perspective, we started taking pre-orders after the Consumer Electronics Show in January. And started promoting it pretty aggressively, doing a lot of press and media and digital marketing. And we've gotten a pretty healthy return worldwide, actually, from India, China, United States, Europe, et cetera. So the product, so we sold about 60 units pre-sale. And we've also started internationally. We're in Selfridges in the UK through a relationship with a company called Smart Tech, where we're part of their smart tech innovation, kind of like a beta, but within Selfridges. And then we are in a couple high-end department stores in in France and in Paris, actually. In the US, we will launch on Amazon within the next 4 to 6 weeks. And we are talking to some, the mass market really isn't for this product, truthfully, but we are talking to some upscale retailers about how we could also create some opportunities from that perspective.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's great. Tell me how this scales. So if you're talking about putting it in, like the headquarters of LVMH, so how does the product scale? Can you link multiple purifiers to each other?
Yeah, so this...
Or how many square feet?
Yeah, that's great. So this unit right here covers 400 square feet, right? So it's basically designed for one room. The challenge from a technological standpoint is not making it bigger, and technologically, how can you expand that? Moving forward, what we're looking at is, one, making it smaller for the car, and two, making it, allowing it to cover more space. So these typically, the unit is in the same room, but it'll cover 400 square feet. So in some instances, one, as I mentioned this to you, I think, one celebrity did buy this in the UK. I think her boyfriend bought it for her, some rock star, and he bought 2 units for her, one for the bedroom and one for the family room, because each of them will cover 400 square feet. But moving forward, we'll make it smaller, really for the car. We think there's good market there, and we'll design it so that from a technological standpoint, we can cover more square footage. But right now, it's 400 square feet.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then talk to me a little bit about the dry essential oils, because I've never heard of that before.
Yes.
What is it? What literally is inside there?
So this is our real point of difference. I mean, we know the essential oils business really well. And for Parakeeto, we have 7 essential oils, and what it is, it's really the blend of those 7 oils that allow us to protect you against mosquitoes. So, and there's a very big team of scientists in France that basically combined the right essential oils. So this is an energy boost, because I figure, by 2, 3 o'clock you need an energy boost. Later I'll need to relax. Then after that I'll need to sleep. But it's a blend of some pretty typical essential oils that you would know, but it's really kind of this distinctive combination of those oils that provide the benefits within each of the capsules. And as you can see, the way that it works is it goes into the diffuser, and it's blown by air. The air blows it through versus liquid. And the capsules are little polymer capsules that contain all of the essential oils.
Is the device like voice compatible now? Is it compatible with other ecosystems in the market? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we are compatible with Alexa. We are compatible with Google Home. We actually have had some conversations on the B2B side with some companies that have technologies that connect the entire home, whether it be your lighting, your air filtration, your venting, and we're trying to be part of that scenario. So it is connectable to Alexa and as well as to Google Home and others.
Great.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Good.
Anything that you want to share in terms of sort of stumbling blocks or problems that you've had sort of coming to market? I think everyone here has been commiserating and just chatting about the challenges and just also the challenges of the connected home space. So.
Yeah, I think for us there's a couple challenges. I think number one, particularly in the United States, you go to Asia, you go to some other countries, I think their level of awareness of health and indoor air pollution is higher than it is here in the US. So part of what we are determined to do and have already begun is really educating consumers so that they understand that, okay, and particularly if you're going to buy a product that costs this much, right? How much will you spend to be healthy and to have your family healthy and to have wellness in your life, right? If you can explain why it's important and why it's worth the investment, then that's the first hurdle that you have to overcome. So we have done quite a bit in terms of, from a proactive press perspective, in terms of educating the consumers. We are trying to align with different groups like the Asthma Association, with World Health Association. It's interesting is that if you look just recently, the US EPA, now more than ever over the last 6 to 9 months, has really done a better job than they've ever done in terms of looking at indoor air pollution. And the World Health Organization had a big conference in Geneva in October, and a huge part of that really dealt with indoor versus outdoor. So for us, a lot of one of the challenges is to make sure that we can communicate to the consumer and the hotel, and the B2B, on the B2B side too, educate to them why this is important and why it's something that is a necessity in their life. And then obviously, the second challenge is that when you're in a premium product, there are limitations in terms of the mass retailers that we're going to sell here in the US. We're not going to be able to do that because of the price of this product. So it's basically validating the value proposition that we have at a higher price point with the retailers and ultimately with consumers. The issue of indoor air pollution is something that we all have to deal with, right? No matter how old we are, because it can, if you look at the statistics, consistent indoor air pollution does have a negative impact on your health in terms of inflammation, et cetera. So that's an issue, and I think being able to at least make consumers, listen, even if they don't buy our product, at least make consumers aware of it, just from a public service standpoint, is something that Olfinity and Evergreen is interested in, because we're really interested in improving the health and wellness of consumers worldwide.